Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. So I have not done the second video of Paint with Willow, so bear with me. I did a lot of homework, but my dog, my new dog has been acting really crazy. She's like part wolf. She's big. But I had like a weird gosh, it's too bright in here, sorry guys. Is this better? No, no, that's clearly not. Maybe I'll add this one. That's as good as it gets. Anyways, so she had, like, she's teething heavy. You can see my arms. I am full of bites, like, everywhere. Full of bites. Both arms. She jumped very high from a high place and landed in my chest. And I fell backwards and I fractured my L4, what is it called? Vertebrae. And this one, and I had a hard time walking. Thanks to my husband, he helped me walk. But I mean, he had to literally, I could not move. I could not get up. I was hurting so bad. He actually had to pick me up and carry me. And he placed me in bed and everything, but then it got so painful I couldn't get up. I could barely walk. So I ended up going to the hospital. And I was there for, seemed like forever, you know. But they took it very serious, got me an MRI, and just did the whole body scan because I was injured in multiple places. And then they gave me crutches, which that was ironic. I should have filmed that, actually. It was hilarious. I'm not very good at walking with crutches. And so I was on them a few days. They said I'd probably be on them for about a couple weeks, but I've been, they're going to send me to the surgery clinic. So, and I got physical therapy. I'm actually doing well after 2 days. After 2 days of rest and a nice husband and a good friend taking care of me, I was able to, you know, feel better, right? I'm still in pain, you know. I'm not like going to run a marathon, but I feel a whole lot better than I did. And I kept practicing walking. I pushed through the pain. It was awful. I still got my pup, but she teased hard, like really hard. So, anyways, what I'm going to talk about tonight, while we're on the subject of people being there for you, I want you to never feel guilty if, so if you have a kind of a toxic ex and they haven't been nice to you, and that's the reason why you left in the first place, right? Right? You gave them enough chances. But then, let's say they fall ill, like with a really deadly disease, and nobody shows up for them. And when they do, they don't give them credit anyways. But if you've shown up for somebody, like I've shown up for somebody, and they're still nasty to you, right? Because I'll tell you my story. I actually showed up for somebody because I really felt bad for their situation. I don't wish cancer on anybody or any other debilitating disease because my heart doesn't beat that way. I don't wish harm on people. Right? Even if they're mean, I just give them to God. I say, God, you handle it. Father, you get them. But in this particular moment, I had my own crises, right? I have work to do. I also had to diagnose. I did a mock diagnose and do a treatment plan. So I have a life too, right? And so I could not be at their beck and call when they, or it's always their narrative, right? But anyways, I normally wouldn't have even talked to that individual ever again because he blew it bad. And the only reason I had was because it ended up not being a hoax, that he had really having the big C, right? And it was pretty bad. So I was like, oh, I can't not show up, right? I mean, that would be mean. But I'll be honest with you, even when toxic people get sick, they are still toxic. And I mean, emotionally, it's like going into a roller coaster ride because you don't want to tell them off, even though you do. Every time they're rude to you or they talk to you like crap, you really want to tell them to go themselves, right? But then you're battling with your own empathy because do you really want to tell somebody who's dying to go F themselves? Right? Probably not. That's not nice, right? So I just kept praying for that person. And then when all the stuff was done, they made it through. I had enough. Because I'll tell you, I think what did it for me was going inside, and then suddenly they he grabbed a bottle, opened it, already said he didn't like it, so if you don't like it, don't drink it, right? Put it in his mouth and then closed it, hummed all of it all over the place across the floor and told his roommate to pick up that shit. And I mean, the level of inconsiderate and entitlement and victim, playing the victim, and then changing the narrative to fit their story, their lies. You can leave if you're going through that. Please, by all means, you are not obligated to stick around to be abused by them verbally, mentally, or time-wise, right? You are not obligated. You can be free and conscious clear to walk away from anybody toxic, dying, living, hurt, sick, maimed. It does not matter. You did not sign up to be abused by people, at all, ever. And you do not owe anybody anything. I was perfectly fine with once I said, you know what, that's it. That's it. Because obviously something's not reaching that brain of his. And the level of cruelty and all the bullshit, the BS lies, painting me as the bad guy, even though he's the liar. If his mouth is moving, he's lying. I mean, that's the kind of person. And you gotta wish people like that well, because they literally have to manipulate and con people to stay with them or threaten them to stay with them, because when people get wind of that toxic behavior, they hightail it. They hightail it. They're not going to stay on their own. They're not going to stay willing once they see that bad character. So if you are feeling guilty, and I suggest you do not stay in that and walk away, please. Please walk away. Okay? All right. I hope this helps somebody out there, because you don't, there's no excuse for abuse. I'm sorry. And I sing that to the top of the roofs. Okay? You've been there. They don't appreciate it. They're being abusive. Walk away. Do not look back and wish them well. Pray for them. Be there like that. Back. And give them lots of prayers. Okay?